dos idiomas.
And you speak English and Spanish and French too?
French and lo estoy aprendiendo. Bonjour.
What?
Hi, it's Nick Mota, and today I want to talk about my French visa process. And as you just saw in the clip before this, from a young age I wanted to learn French. The main thing that I feel was very important for me was mapping everything out. I made sure I knew what was the soonest date I could do certain things that I will get into further on. For a student visa, you have to have a certain amount of money. So it's 820 times the months you're gonna stay. So in my case scenario, I didn't have any money. I didn't want to take out a loan and get into debt. So I decided that this past year I was gonna start saving up. I worked at a UPS store. I worked as an EMT, an emergency medical technician, and I also tutored. And at one point, I was literally working 7 days a week. But this all paid off because I was able to save up enough money to have because at the visa appointment they ask you for this bank record to show that you have 120 times the months you're going to stay. So I was able to show that, and also I was able to have a little bit of extra money and buy a few essentials that I really wanted. And one thing that this comes to prove is that literally if you want something, you can do it. I turned 18 not too long ago, and I was able to save up my money to move abroad, to study abroad, and everything that you set your mind to, you can achieve. So I'm going for language, as I just mentioned before. The minimum time is 20 hours a week to get a visa, a student visa. And I started looking into different programs, different prices, locations. There are language schools all over France. So, you could go anywhere from the south of France to Paris. And if you do your research, you can find the one that's right for you. For me, I wanted to be in the city, so I wanted to be in Paris. And I started looking for different language schools in Paris. So once you know which school you decide to do, many times you have to pay deposit, so they hold your spot for you since you're not actually in France. And that's very simple. You just pay online. They send you a letter from the school addressing your name, how long the course is that you're taking, and your name, the location of the school, all these different things. The Campus France application is actually pretty simple to do. There's a lot of videos even on YouTube that explain how you do it. Even the Campus France website has it very, simplified. It tells you each thing that you have to do. So once you do that, you submit your application. You have to pay a certain fee. In the Campus France phone interview, I was expecting them to ask questions, about me, my life, what I had done before, all my extracurriculars, who I was, what I did, but they didn't ask any of those questions. They asked me, why France? And they also asked me, since I went to a language school, how much French I expected to learn. Why did I want to learn French? How was that beneficial for my future? All these different questions, all relating to why France and why you're learning French. But thankfully, I was able to manage. And she told me that I had been approved and that they would send me an email with my confirmation. Getting an appointment is not that simple. Thankfully, my mom, thank you, Mom, she helped. As I said before, I had planned ahead, and I had 3 months to do this, so I had the maximum amount of time. So my mom, she was a little bit more stressed. She started doing her information. She told me that she had read some people that were unable to find an appointment, and when they got an appointment, it was 1 week before they left, and then sometimes when you go to your appointment you have to go more than once. This whole big deal. But thankfully she got that. If not, I don't know when I would have gotten the appointment, or if I would have already had it, or if it would have been only 2 weeks or a week before my departure. So once you get your appointment, you get like this piece of paper, and on that piece of paper it tells like your name, what time your appointment is, and they'll only let you in if you have that piece of paper. Before you go to your appointment, you have to be extremely organized. You have to have all the information they're asking for on their website, and I assure you, if you have all of that, you should not have a problem. You people at the place that said, oh, I forgot a copy of my passport, or oh, I forgot this. So if you are on top of everything and you're very organized, they're gonna like to see that, and you won't, you know, have to stress out. After that, I was able to go pick up my visa. The way it worked was they gave you a slip that I probably showed, and with that slip, for me they gave me a specific day I could come. It was from 3:30 to 4. Once I was there, I was, you know, there was a few people, but it wasn't too crazy. Once they opened the door, you just went through security, and literally like you would go and you would pick up your passport with your visa in it and your OFFI form. And that OFFI form is actually very important, because just so you guys know, when I went to the appointment, thankfully I had printed out the 3 pages, because you need those 3 pages. They're gonna ask you for those 3 pages, so just so you know. Yeah, so they gave me the OFFI form, and that's how I'm gonna finish the process once I arrive in France. So if you have any questions, comment below, and I'll be able to answer any questions to the best of my ability. And you know, stay tuned for all my future adventures.